McShuriken in his house. And this is the Rec5 Lab triboard, also known in the wild by many names such as the monster board, el monstruo de tres cabezas, and almashtiga ashpeshafa. With a simple flick of a tiny onboard switch, it allows you to choose among the CC1101, NRF24, and ESP32 modules. Time to see what this board's got. Let's talk about the antennas first. On the product page, you can select between the short stubby and the tall high-gain antennas, which I'm using here. High-gain antennas are obviously going to be less stealthy and will probably have people double-checking on you thinking you're either a terrorist or water dowsing or taking down an international space station. However, high-gain antennas would be more effective in terms of range. You can attach any of your antennas to the board as long as they have the RP-SMA male connector type. Here, I'm attaching my directional Wi-Fi antenna from Alpha. Boards like this usually run on 5 volts, so you're gonna have to manually enable that first from the GPIO app. Once that's done, you'll instantly see a green LED light up for whatever module you've switched to. Now that you've activated your monster board, let's play with the modules. The CC1101 module simply allows you to attach an external antenna to your flipperzero for increased range of subghz shenanigans. Let me give you a practical small-scale comparison between the flipperzero's internal CC1101 module versus the monster board's. I'll switch to the flipper's internal CC1101 first, and you can see the green LED on the board turning off, confirming this. For this experiment, I'll be using this dummy 433 MHz remote and try to pick up some signals with the frequency analyzer tool. You can see the signal strength at the bottom being pretty low. And if I increase the RSSI a little bit and try again, the signal's not even picked up anymore. Now let's try with the external CC1101 module. I'll switch this to external and repeat the test. And now you can see the entire graph lighting up, indicating a very strong signal relative to the internal CC1101. Let's take a look at the NRF24 module next. I'm switching to the NRF24 module on the board to showcase it, but there's already some great detailed content by Bradley Bates and Talking Sasquatch on YouTube about mousejacking attacks with the flipperzero, and I don't think they could have showcased it any better. I personally think a GPS module would have been perfect in place of the NRF24 for wardriving activities. Besides, a very small number of devices exist at this point that would be vulnerable to mousejacking attacks anyway. Now let's get to the juiciest part: Wi-Fi. Now I'm switching to the ESP32 module. But wait, what's this? PCBWay is pretty much the head honcho for us curious hardware nerds looking to turn cool ideas into real projects. Whether it's 3D printing, custom PCB designing, CNC machining, and so on, all you gotta do is upload a design, customize it however you like, and PCBWay takes care of the rest. If you're an electronics nerd, check out PCBWay's modules page for ESP32s, Raspberry Pis, and other components to power your projects. Alright, back to the ESP32 module. I'm gonna be using the Wi-Fi Marauder app to showcase this one. Here, I'm scanning for Wi-Fi access points for about 5 seconds with the antenna attached. And it shows that I was able to discover 11 access points. Let's try that without the antenna. Remember, the board's connector will still function as a low-power antenna even without an antenna attached to it. And I've got nothing to say here, so quick little transition. Alright, now let's try another 5-second scan, but this time without the antenna. The previous scan is being cleared, and it already seems to be discovering far less access points this time as expected. This time it shows I was able to discover just 2 access points. That's a huge difference. Now let's talk about some other cool stuff I found. This one's not specific to this board, but I found out that you can sniff for Wi-Fi deauthentication attacks within the Wi-Fi Marauder app itself. If you look through sniff options, you can select deauth, and it will show you any active deauth attacks within range in real time. I have my M56C Plus running Nemo firmware here, and I'll run a short deauth attack against my test AP access point. Starting the deauth sniff, and starting the attack now. And pretty much instantly, my flipper screen lights up with the deauth target's MAC addresses. Let's talk about some other cool stuff I found. This one's again not specific to this board, but another cool thing I found was you can also sniff for any pwnagotchis running nearby. I have my pwnagotchi here, and if I start sniffing, the flipper will show me some of its information. Mine's currently turned off, so maybe I could show you that in another video. Now let's get back to the board. If you're gonna be cracking WPA handshakes, the microSD module plays a crucial role in saving your Wi-Fi captures. Wi-Fi Marauder is gonna save all your scans, sniffs, and attacks within this microSD card so you could work with them later. As an example, here's a sniff from earlier with some captured handshakes. By the way, if you think I should make a separate detailed walkthrough video of the Wi-Fi Marauder app, do let me know in the comments. Anyway, sniff that like button and deauthenticate the subscribe button for more stuff like this, and don't forget to follow Shuriken Hacks on Instagram for a lot more hacky stuff I just can't post on YouTube. Until then, make Shuriken,